Thank you for tuning in to Nosing Around with Megan and Tony. I'm your host, Megan Bishop.
And I'm Tony Carrico, your co-host.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm excited about this segment.
We're going to name this guy while we're standing here?
Yes. What are we going to name him?
Tony the Tuna.
Yes, that is perfect. I'm so excited about this segment. We are gearing up for the summer season.
Yep.
And so we are going to be at Hurricane Fleet.
Here in Calabash.
Yes. Then we're going to go to Island Hoppers in Ocean Isle. And then we'll end up at Lolis Olis in Ocean Isle Beach. We're going to film, I think, underneath the Ocean Isle Beach Bridge.
That's going to be cool.
Yes.
It's going to be a cool show. You're going to get to see about deep sea fishing, dolphin tours. You're going to see about bikes to ride and places to do that, and all the bikes that are available over at Island Hoppers. And then we're going to wind up over with Olis Lolis doing the paddleboarding. Yeah.
So are you ready to go get on the boat?
Let's do it.
To welcome our first guest on the show today, Sharky from Hurricane Fleet. Thank you so much for being on our show today.
Thank you for coming.
Sharky, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Now, Sharky, what's your position here at Hurricane Fleet?
I am what's listed as a crew leader with the company. We hire people, we train them, try to make it easier for the captains to run the boat, not have anything to worry about down below, just basically take care of everything for them so they can do their duty and do their job. So,
and you've been here a little while too, haven't you?
I've been with the Hurricane Fleet for a long time, probably about 25 years,
wow.
And about 11 years before that with another company.
Right.
Wow. Tell us the history behind this company. How long have they been in business?
The actual Hurricane Fleet has been in business close to about 66, maybe 67 years.
Wow.
It's a long time. And they've had a couple of owners in it. Captain Frank Jewell, he started the business, and then Gus Sapirius bought him out, and eventually Chip and Steve bought them out. So we've got a good reputation. The company here is based on a couple of things. We like family, just good family business. We like to take care of your kids, take care of, when you come here, we want you to get your money's worth. That's the basic line. And the company is based around a Christian attitude. So when you come here, our mates are not cussing, they're not going crazy, they're not doing anything like that. And it just makes it a lot better for, for that kind of thing. The atmosphere here is good. So once we get you here one time, we'll get you here again.
Right.
So let me ask you this. You geared toward family, you do several different types of fishing trips. People can come here and they can pick and choose what they want to do, if it's just adults only, if it's a family. Tell us a little bit about some of the different trips that you offer to the public.
We probably have boats to accommodate most anything you want to do. We can get you fishing around the jetties and in the backwaters for shadow bass, red drum, bluefish, that kind of thing, or we can take you and catch you a tuna or marlin. We got boats for everything. Our main boat, our flagship boat, is the Hurricane 2, the one we're on right now. This particular boat is a boat that can handle about whatever you need. We do half-a-day fishing trips, which is from 8 to 12:30, and small kids that's the apple of our eye on that trip, because that's where they catch their first fish. There's a lot of fish on them, not necessarily the biggest, but there's constant action, and you'll go home with enough fish to eat in most cases. But after that, we've got dolphin watches. Now, those are the trips that people love. And what we do is we do something nobody else does. These dolphin watches were started with us in 1989, when Chip and myself sat down to try to give somebody some stuff they had never saw before. So here's what happens there. We leave the docks, and we have our own shrimp boat. And we go out to our shrimp boat. It's an actual day of shrimping. Once behind that boat, we'll sit there and watch the dolphins 15 or 20 minutes, and then we'll have them to pull their nets. They'll pull their nets, and we have an educational permit. That allows him to toss us stuff over. So periodically through the day, he'll pick out sea creatures that have died in the net. We don't kill anything living, but he'll pick the dead ones out, and he'll put some stuff in a bag, and he'll give me what that he thinks I need to show the people. So I take them all up front, show them what comes out of the ocean, tell them some stories of the sea, and it's a great little trip. It's a 2-hour trip.
Wow.
Then we have other things. I mean, we have a lot of weddings on here, because we have this big upper deck. We have a lot of weddings. The SOS shag parties use us. They use us for their dance things when they come down. We have just several different types of cruises. Burials at sea. We have a deal that we work out with Eternal Reefs, and if you've never saw what that is, it's when an actual concrete ball is put up under the water, and they will put the ashes in what they call a pearl and fuse it in, and you drop it down and become a living reef. A year later, you've got ferns and fish and stuff like that. So we do a lot of that kind of stuff as well.
Wow.
So Not much we can't do with this boat. It's so big and it's just laid out perfectly for pretty much what you want.
And this boat will carry about what, 90, 100 people?
Well, no, it's licensed for 150 people.
Oh, wow.
It's licensed for, you know, a big bunch. And then we have what is probably our biggest fish catching trip, and that's the Gulf Stream. It leaves at 7, gets back at 6. And for somebody who wants to go out and say, okay, we want to catch a lot of fish and we want to catch a big fish, we don't necessarily want to go out and rent a charter boat to do it. We want to, you know, stay in a range of price range they can afford. Well, then that's the one to go on. It's $100 per person. We get out here and we take them out and anchor up with snapper and grouper and amberjack, some mahi, some kings.
Cool.
You catch a lot of really nice fish out there.
That's
And
awesome.
I know we're on the top deck of the Hurricane, but how many boats do you have total here?
Well, we've got 4 charter boats that we
Okay.
run out of here, and then we have our shrimp boat in this one, and we have another boat called the West Wind, which is a 76-footer. It's up at the railway right now, and we're going to try to get back in commission as soon as we possibly can. We had some work we had to do to it because number one thing with the Hurricane fleet, we keep our boats in very, very top-notch working condition, mechanically, you know, very mechanically kept up with and that type of thing. And when something we need to do some work on them, we don't grumble. We just go put them up and do what we need to do to keep it safe for everybody that comes on these boats.
Right. And you've got one that you just put back in the water. I was talking to Chip's dad the other day about the Party Time, and that's for private charters mostly?
That boat is probably one of the nicest boats, if not the nicest boats in the area. We just took it, we stripped all the wires out, we put new wiring all the way through the boat. Everything in it's new, right on down to the engines. It's an old-time favorite. The Party Time used to run out of here some years ago, and people love the boat. It's a 40-foot, and it's a #1 hull, rides good, and it's one of the fastest boats on this coastline. I mean, it's a 30-knot boat. Very
Wow.
clean, very good captain, very good crew. And yes, we'll be putting it in commission. The first trip for it will be this coming up Saturday.
Cool. Now, another thing that I've done with you guys in the past, and I don't know if you're still doing it, but I'm going to throw it out there, is you did the firecracker cruise around 4th of July.
Absolutely.
Is that still going to be going on this year?
Well, not this year. We do it every year, but this year it happens to fall on a Saturday.
Oh,
so we're
you'll
going to be in the Gulf Stream.
Be in the Gulf Stream. Okay.
But what we've done this year, and we've let the town of Calabash have our parking lot for that particular night. So they're going to have fireworks just right across, right over here on this little part of the Marsh Harbor right over here. They'll have some. I think it's, from what they told me, it's a really good show. It's a big show.
Good.
It's a nice show. And anybody who wants to come down, I think what the town's doing, they charge you for parking up here. They use that to fund for the fireworks, but you're welcome to come down. It's going to be on that Saturday, 4th of July. And you're welcome to come down, and we're going to open up our boat, let people come down and sit on our docks and that kind of thing.
That'd
So
be
we're
awesome.
trying to do something for the town as
Right.
well.
That's
Well,
awesome.
Sharky, if someone is interested in going to see the dolphin watch or going fishing, what would they need to do?
Well, you could contact us in several different kind of ways. Our Facebook page, which is Hurricane Fishing Fleet on Facebook, that's a really good contact page, and I want to speak on that just a couple of seconds if I could. That particular page, I'm the administrator of that page, so if you got any questions, you send it in, give me 24 hours, I will get back to you. But you can see updates daily on our fishing, our dolphin watches, and all the stuff we do. If you got any idea of what you want to do, say, I want to go Gulf Stream fishing, but I'm not sure, go into it. There's how-to videos. There's all kind of stuff in there. You can find us on YouTube. You know, you can find us on YouTube on Hurricane Fishing Fleet on YouTube. We got hurricanefleet.com, and when you get into our Facebook page, all you got to do is hit book now. It takes you straight into our website. You can see that. You can reach us at 910-579-3660, or you can punch into your GPSs. We're at 9975 Nance Street, Calabash, North Carolina, 28467. So you can find us there as well. So there's a lot of different ways you can contact us and get in touch with us.
And it's a great place down here on the water. Even if they're not fishing, just come down and check you out. We got a beautiful view. The Calabash River is just awesome here. You guys got a great place. We're absolutely thrilled to have you as chamber members, and we thank you for your time today.
Absolutely, and thank y'all for
Thank you so
coming.
much.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the show. We're here with our second guest. We're in Ocean Isle Beach still. We're with Steve Bruce. He's the owner of Island Hoppers Bike Shop here. Steve, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tony. Thanks for having me on.
So listen, let's talk a little bit about Steve Bruce and being here at the beach. How long have you been doing this kind of business?
We opened up in Brunswick County in 2007 as a repair shop.
Right, and you were in a different location, of course, than you are
We used to
now.
be at the corner of 17 and 904.
Okay. You moved here a couple of years ago. We're now on Beach Drive in Ocean Isle Beach.
Yeah, we're in our second year here. We're right in the middle between Sunset and Ocean Isle on Beach Drive, 7161.
So, Steve, if I've got a bike and need something done to it, what all can you do to a bike?
Anything from a simple flat to a custom build. It doesn't matter. Any kind of bicycle-related problem, we can take care of it.
So when you say a custom build, if I got a bike in my mind that I would like to have built, I can come here and sit down with you and your guys and we can figure it out and you can build it from the ground up.
We're going to start from your needs first, what type of bike it is you're looking for. Sometimes the manufacturer is going to offer one ready to roll right off the showroom floor, or if we need to, we can build a bike.
Okay. And I noticed too, you also, you have a broad spectrum of bikes. We're here at the beach, obviously, so beach cruisers are a very important bike here. And then we have a lot of road riding community. So you sell pretty much anything anybody would want in a bicycle.
Yes, it's from A to Z as far as bikes go, from a beach cruiser to a full-blown road bike. The majority of our business is going to be your golf course community bikes, neighborhood bikes, beach front bikes, things that are comfortable to ride. We are in a predominantly retirement communities, and that's what people are looking for: comfort, fit, ease. So when you get off the bike, you're feeling good, not hurting.
And I also noticed you have some trikes around too, some adult-sized trikes.
Yeah,
those are pretty cool.
They are. They're great. We've had everything from teenagers that want them, because at the beach there's no rules. You know, it's not grandpa's trike anymore. They're fun.
Right.
People have a lot of fun with them. You take balance out of the equation. Have customers that have built carriers for their dogs in the back. It's really fun to see what they do with some of these trikes.
Right. What are some of the brands that you carry that you feel like are best for this area? Because we are in an environment here that has salt and sand, so not every bike is a perfect fit to have here at the beach. What do you recommend?
A Miami company, Sun Bicycles, is one we started with when we first opened up here at the beach as a test run. I had sold them before for another company, but not under these conditions. So we started selling them here at the beach. Now it's our #1 seller as far as longevity. The bike, if you maintain it properly, you can have the same beach bike year after year and not worry about it rusting and falling apart on you. Plus the service that we offer when you buy a bike too, we're going to make sure it keeps running.
Right. And those bikes are made of special alloy, special steels. What makes it set them apart?
Most of it's going to be aircraft grade aluminum.
Okay.
Which is a non-rusting material, and also your components are important to be aluminum or stainless steel. All the spokes should be stainless steel. Wheels should be stainless steel. Frame, crank assemblies. Most of your parts need to be, and also sealed bearings.
Right.
That's one of the differences. Sealed cartridge bearings, so waterproof grease. The list goes on and on as far as these bikes are great for this area.
And you also carry those products too for your clients that come in and buy a bike. If they need to buy the product to service it, the grease, the oil to keep the bike from rusting, from running well, to keep the cogs or whatnot clean, you have all that too.
We have anything from a degreaser to wax lubricants. It's kind of like naming your own poison. Everybody has their own special recipe for lubing their bikes. But we do keep a wide range of different lubricants to fit whatever somebody's looking for.
Beyond that, I know you have some other things in the store that you sell. You sell the bikes, you sell the trikes, you sell accessories. You also have some clothing that's bike specific, especially for your road riders.
Mostly safety clothing, bright colors, cool dry materials, you know, so you don't have to be Lance Armstrong out racing on the weekend, you know, but you need to have bright colors so the traffic can see you. And so we have the bright helmets for safety, gloves, basic riding apparel is what you can find.
Right. Okay, with that said, a couple of things that you also are involved in here within the community is bike riding. I know there's a large community of bike riders, and you guys do some riding throughout the week. Is that correct?
We have a group of road riders that meet twice a week, every Wednesday and Saturday. It's called OIB Cyclists, for Ocean Isle Beach Cyclists. It's a Google group that started probably about 6 or 7 years ago of local guys here that put on a ride every Wednesday and Saturday, and it's just going out to have fun. They range between 25 to 50 miles, and it's just a lot of cool guys and gals to go out and ride with.
So if somebody wanted to find that group, they can go to...
The easiest way to go would be to islandhoppersbicycles.com.
Which is your website.
Which is our website. Has a link to all the brands we carry, the services we offer, and also there's a link to routes. if you want the extra mileage, that you can click on there and get different route sheets. And the guys who ride road know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, they want to be able to get out where it's safe and away from a lot of traffic.
So they can actually print these road route sheets off of.
They can go on there and link to it
and
print it off. Ride with GPS is one they can do right from our website.
Right.
There's a couple of different features in there that I'm not even so sure what all's there. So.
With that said, too, let's talk about MS Bike Ride. That's something that you've been involved with, I know, for a long time. They come here now to Sunset Beach, and I understand that you were instrumental in getting them here.
I don't know if I was instrumental, but I was definitely on the pulpit trying to get them to come here. I did the ride for several years. It was a destination ride. We would live in Charlotte or outside of Columbia, South Carolina, and end in Sunset Beach. And most of the people were only getting a couple hours here, and enjoy the beach. Last year was our first year that it was a full-blown weekend ride. It was 2 days of riding. Started in Sunset Beach, out of Sea Trail. People went out and rode for the day, up to 100 miles. I think we had close to 500 cyclists. Raised almost $500,000 that weekend for the
Wow.
MS Society.
Wow.
So it's called the MS Breakaway to the Beach. And you could ride as little as 15 miles, or you can ride as much as 100 miles. And I no longer get to ride it. We are a sponsor now, so I've got to be there working it, which I've had more fun working it than I have even riding it.
And when is that?
It'll be this fall. I don't have the
I
dates,
think it's
but that
in
is actually
October.
on our website also.
Yeah, I think it's October, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, you can go to the website and get a link right to it and sign right up.
Let me ask you one more thing. If somebody wants to find you, what's the address here?
7161 Beach Drive.
Phone number if they want to call you.
910-579-1766.
And you also said the website is www.islandhoppers.com.
IslandHoppersBicycles.com.
IslandHoppersBicycles.com. And you do have a Facebook presence as well.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Usually it's under me, Steve Bruce, but and we have an Island Hoppers Bike Shop Facebook page that Chris and Cartier maintain that work here. So.
Okay. Well, Steve, it's been great to have you on the show.
Tony, it's wonderful.
If it's not going to rain on us, let's get out and ride a little bit.
I need to, man.
Thanks.
Tony. You got it.
We'll be right back.
We're back with our third guest on the show, Jace Myers with Lola Solis. Thanks, Jace, for being on our show today.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate
Tell
it.
us a little bit about your company and where it got its name.
Well, Lola is the name of our first daughter. We've also got another one now named Hazel, but Olis is Spanish for waves, so it rhymed and just seemed to work well for us. So while it might be a bit confusing for customers, we specialize in surf, skim, and stand-up paddleboard lessons.
Okay, let's start with the surfing part. Tell us a little bit about that, what goes with the surfing. I know you actually gave me lessons last summer.
Sure.
I got out there and learned how to do it, loved it. Now I've got a board to practice on, a beginner board.
Excellent.
So tell us a little bit about surfing in general.
Sure, a lot of people are drawn to surfing and want to try it, and they vacation in this area, and we love to try to help get them out there on the water and experience the waves and kind of share our passion for surfing.
Right.
That's really how I got into all these water sports. So we take soft top surfboards, which are very safe, with flexible fins, so there's really minimal occurrence of any sort of dangerous situation, and just really get out there and try to build confidence and comfort in the water and help them learn a sport that hopefully, like you, they can be addicted to for life and keep having a good time.
And what are the ages that you do surf lessons for?
We can go as young as 5, and we've had as old as 62, 63. So a wide range, very diverse, and that's a lot of fun as well. Really, all we ask is that people are comfortable in the water and can essentially keep their heads afloat. And most of the time, we're not even in water that's over their head anyway, so it's not a concern. But it's a lot of fun. A big group, big wide age range there.
And you can do private lessons and group lessons? Is that
We
right?
can. We can do one-on-one, much like we did with you last year. We can do groups up to about 6. We get some helpers to come in and kind of manage the situation so we're not, herding cats.
Okay. And the skim park, that is not my favorite thing, as you know.
Right.
I've tried it a few times and I'm still learning. But tell us a little bit about that if our viewers do not know what that is.
Sure. Skimboarding are the little thin, small boards that, through the 70s and 80s were really round discs that you just kind of throw on the edge of the water out at the ocean and slide along the sand. Now the boards are a little more technology driven and kind of made for going out into waves and jumping and turning, so kids really enjoy them. And for a kid that may not be ready to get out into the ocean yet and maybe a little apprehensive about the waves, we can keep them in the ankle deep water and just slide around and have a big time.
Okay, and you do camp for the kids with the surfing and the skim, is that correct?
That's correct. We have what we call our Lola Solis Surf and Skim School.
Okay.
And so through the summers we have 8 weeks worth of the Lola Solis Surf and Skim School, and each week is a 3-day session for 2 hours each morning, and we expose them to both surfing and skimming, and we bring out icy pops and bottled water and just have a big time. It's really a fun atmosphere, and that's our thing. We're not trying to create professional surfers or skimboarders. We just want to essentially, it's glorified babysitting, and we have a big time out there and play with the kids.
And when's your first session for that?
It's the first week when school gets out. I believe it's June 8th through 10th, something like that.
Okay.
And then they'll be weekly through the month of July. And then, unfortunately, I go back to my real job at Brunswick Community College as an instructor.
Okay. And let's move on to the paddleboard. This
Okay.
is one of my favorite things. We're actually standing here with 2 paddleboards.
Right.
And that's a big part of your company, of your job. Tell us a little bit about the paddleboards, and then we'll go into detail of how you get on a paddleboard and things like that.
Well, paddleboarding really blew up in the past decade or so. It's really kind of born out of surfing. It's just a bigger version of a surfboard with greater length and more width and thickness. So you get a lot of volume, and it enables you to actually stand on the boards instead of having to lie on them. And so it's a relatively easy sport to learn. Anywhere there's water, you can do it. It makes it a real fast-growing sport across the country right now, not just near oceans, but even inland bodies of water. And so all you need is a board and a paddle and some water, and anybody can step on them and learn. And that's what makes it neat. We get a lot of folks that have seen it, they're very curious about it, and they want to try it, and they find their way to us. And we come right here to this location and take off through the marsh and backwaters and go exploring.
Now, do you have different sizes of the paddleboards? Does it depend on a person's weight or size?
Sure, we do. We have 2 different sizes of paddle boards. This is a Nash Nalu 1010. It's 10 foot 10 inches long, about 33 inches wide, about 5 inches thick. So essentially with paddle boards, we measure them in volume, and this one is about 200 liters of volume. General rules, you could add about 50 to that number, and that's the weight it could carry. So these boards could easily carry someone in the 250-pound range. We have one other board called a Riviera that's a little smaller. So if we have folks like yourself that might be a little lighter, or perhaps kids or young women, we can take them out and get them going and not have such a large board to manage in the water.
And with the paddleboards, you also do private lessons and group. I know I've seen you with group lessons out here before. How big, what's the biggest group lesson, I guess, you've given?
We've given groups up to 7 we can handle, and again, we just try to keep things safe. If we get a little more than that, we can get kind of strung out, and it's hard to keep up with everyone. But we do private flat water lessons like this here, where you don't have the ocean waves to manage as you learn. We also do group flat water lessons and sunset tours. Those are really kind of neat. We leave out about an hour and a half before sunset, and so you get to watch the sun go down while you're out on the water. It's a really neat perspective. And then also for those that really get comfortable and they want to try wave riding with the paddle boards, which is much like surfing. You just have the paddle to get yourself into the wave. We can take you out into the ocean and do that as well. And those are typically one-on-one just from a safety perspective.
Okay. So tell me a little bit. I'm holding the paddle right now. Now, when I'm getting on the board, is that the proper way to hold the paddle?
Okay, we'll show you.
Way?
The paddles, as you'll notice, and you can probably see that on camera, they actually have some rake to them or an angle, and so that counterintuitively actually goes away from you. So the stickers are going to be the front, the blank side is the back. That gives you a little more reach when you're reaching out with the paddle.
Okay.
But essentially what you'll be doing is when you're paddling on your left, your right hand is going to be on top.
Okay.
Your left hand is going to be about halfway down. And you're just going to reach out much like you would use a broom in the yard and grab the water and pull back toward your waist.
Okay.
And so that's going to be your paddle stroke. When you switch sides, you're just going to swap hands, put your left hand on top, right hand down on the bottom. Again, you're going to reach out and pull back toward your pocket as if you're reaching for your keys. Okay, and that's going to give you the momentum to move forward.
Now, are these adjustable? Is it the same
They are
for every
adjustable.
person?
You can see this little gauge on the back here. You can actually kind of line up with your height. Essentially what you want with a paddleboard paddle is to reach up and have your arm just slightly bent like that. And so you don't want to reach excessively. That makes the paddle a little too long. And also you want it above your head, because if it's too short, you can't really reach into the water with it.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so I think we're gonna actually get on the board
Sure.
and paddle a little bit. What do I need to do with this?
Okay,
What's
this
the
is a
steps of
leash.
getting on a paddleboard?
Gotcha. I think the key thing really is safety. We want to make sure that first and foremost we're protecting the riders and the participants. So we do have a leash to tether you to the board in the event that you fall. Most people don't, but if you did, that way you don't have to swim after the board. With the wind and the current, they can actually get away from you. And then we also have a personal flotation device, which is required by the Coast Guard to take with us. We offer it to folks. If they feel more comfortable, they can wear them, but ultimately we typically just strap them on the board. But the first thing is just going to be tethering the leash to your ankle. And so with flat water paddling, it doesn't really matter which ankle. In surfing, we would put it on our back foot. But out here, since our feet are parallel, it really doesn't matter. So whatever's more comfortable. And you're just simply going to wrap it around your ankle, just right above, and nice and snug, but not overly snug. You don't want to cut off circulation or anything like that.
Okay.
And so now you're tethered to the board. Next thing is grab your paddle, kind of hold it out in your left hand.
Okay.
And we'll just pull these boards back a little bit so we can get them where they'll actually float.
We're gonna try not to fall. Try.
You're fine. So once you're here, you can see the handhold in the middle. That marks your center point on the board and it enables you to kind of line up and know where you're going to be. So basically just ease your way onto the board and straddle that handhold, and you know you're right in the middle. So just kind of step up. You can kind of use your paddle to guide you if you'd like.
Okay.
There you go. Perfect. So now just about a shoulder width stance right across that handhold. You're nice and sturdy. You've got your paddle. You're ready to go. It's time to go play and have some fun.
Okay, let's go. Wow, Jace, that was so much fun.
Good times.
For all our viewers that have never done that, you really need to come out and try it. It's a whole lot of fun, a great exercise. You're working your abs, so it's great exercise. So thank you so much for doing this
No
today.
problem.
So much fun. If anyone is interested in the paddleboard, the Surf and Skim School, whether it be kids or adults, what's your contact information? How can they reach you?
The best way is to go to our website, which is lolasnc.com. There you can get all the information you need, pricing, where we go, the scheduling, things like that. You can also call me directly at 910-603-3501.
Okay.
We'd love to talk to you and help out any way we can.
And I think the nice thing about you is, I know your camps are on the beach, but for the lessons, you come to them.
That's
And I
right.
think that's really important, and it makes you unique, and I think it's a lot of fun. So I think we're going to go play a little bit more, but we'll be back. Thanks.
So, Megan, we've had a great show. We went over to Calabash and
Hurricane Fleet.
Hurricane Fleet, that's right, down in Calabash, and talked about fishing with Sharky.
They do dolphin watches, and we talked about they do just about anything on that boat.
That's right.
Weddings, funerals, anything.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it was a really good show. Learned a lot from Captain Sharky. He was glad to be over there. Then we split up for a little bit. Did the show just a little bit different this time. I came over here to Island Hoppers and met with Steve Bruce, and we talked about bicycles, bicycle repairs, all the different types of bikes that he sells, some bike rides that they do in the community, and also the big MS ride.
Right.
While you went over to meet with Chase and do Lola's Olas.
I did, and we had a lot of fun. I learned about surfing. I learned about skimming. I learned about paddleboarding. I actually got on a paddleboard. That's why I'm dressed like this. I did not fall in the water.
Oh, shoot.
But I know. We were under the bridge at Ocean Isle, and it was beautiful. It was perfect weather, so we had a lot of fun.
Cool. So our show today has been a lot about things you can do if you're here for the summer, but not only if you're here for the summer vacationing, if you're a local watching the TV, there's things that you can do, there's places to go, there's fun stuff to do all year round here in Brunswick County. We just wanted to show you just a piece of what our chamber membership offers you in the way of vacationing things and fun recreational things to do during the summer months.
Absolutely. We've got some events coming up.
Right.
I'm working really hard on the Oyster Festival.
Yeah.
Work on that all year round. That'll be in October
That's
17th and
May
18th.
have some special things
New
to
events,
announce coming up.
absolutely, possibly Friday night. So look out for that on our calendar, and obviously I'll be making an announcement soon.
Right.
We're still doing our Thursday perks twice a month. Shannon's doing that, and
Right.
it's been a great crowd.
Great crowd for our chamber members.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
We're still doing Power Hour once a month and Business After Hours once a month. So we've got a lot going on. So
Also
please.
looking at some other things to
Oh,
do,
yeah.
maybe a business expo in the future. Also looking at an oyster roast later in the
Right.
fall after the Oyster Festival. So stay tuned with us. We got all these great things coming up, and next month we'll bring some more great highlights of our chamber members to you here on Chamber Highlights.
So make sure you check out our website, brunswickcountychamber.org, or call us if you have any questions, 910-754-6644. And thanks for tuning in. You ready to ride?
Ready to go.
Okay,
That's
let's
right.
go.
We are ATMC TV, Channel 3 and HD Channel 910, your community channel.